Hey guys, Mike here. So about what a day in the market, new all-time highs, and again, the market don't care about no government shutdown, okay? They'll use that news to scare you, and I don't know if you saw what happened in the overnight market. If you do futures, you'll know it, but they set this move up overnight. They sold it down about 1% around 2:30, 3:30 in the morning, real quick dump, and then it was already building momentum from there, okay, before most of us even woke up. And so that's normal. No surprise there. Again, beginning of the new month. We'll see what they want to do from here. Suppose the shutdown is going to continue to go on. Oh, well. We'll see where that goes. But again, they'll use the fear-mongering news. But if the market's going to move anywhere, it has nothing to do with the government shutdown. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? I've done videos and stuff. I've done members videos even showing what the difference is in the government shutdown versus the market. They'll use the headlines, to create volatility. But that's about it, okay? So today we're definitely going to go over Tesla because one of my favorite setups happened, and I just love it because you can be one and done for the day and enjoy your day very early, okay? We'll talk about NVDA. We talked about yesterday what it needed to do, exactly what it did, AMD. Also some others here, finally. Maybe finally getting ready to join the big boy club. We'll see. But you might have noticed the data that came out this morning. Not very good, okay? But again, the market cares about this for one reason, all right? The ADP non-farm employment change came out. I put in the morning news brief, minus 32K versus actually supposed to be a positive 52K. And of course, what's this mean? This means rate cuts, right? Immediately, yields drop. We go to 99% chance of a rate cut in October. And if this government shutdown continues, we ain't even going to get that rest of that jobs data this week, so, or anything for that matter. That is a government report. You forget about it. So, maybe they'll bring it out next week if they open up. Who knows? And so, again, the Fed, of course, will have access to this. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But, we got a few weeks for that to happen. So, bottom line, that's what the market cares about. Liquidity. We'll deal with the economic side of it when we get there. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, put your questions about stocks or anything else in the bottom for Saturday's video, and I'll start working on those, okay? Now, I'm looking at shutdowns, blah, 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 just like I told you. You can see right here, if you just say it's 21st century, it's only been 4. This is the 5th one. Just look for green. It says S&P 500 return, gives you the length of the days. Then 12 months later, either way on this chart, it's just a lot of green. Okay, at least in my lifetime it is. So, if you need more data, there you go. And it don't matter which party's in charge, doesn't matter. They all do shutdowns over stupid stuff. I personally don't think they should be able to get paid ever, like no back pay or anything for shutting down the government. That's just me. Now, looking at Q4 here, which we just entered, in the first year of a post-election for the president and everything. Now that really matters, and I'll show you. But you can see, I mean, it's pretty good. Right? The first year of a presidency in Q4, that's a nice one, up 3.8%, positive 78% of the time. Even if you go through here, remember Q4 is the best, supposed to be historically, best time in the market. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. And if you go back, I just looked at like President Trump's first year. 2017 was the craziest year ever, I think, in the stock market because you didn't get 5% pullback, not one. But here's September. It was a positive September. Okay, so a lot of people say, what happens if you have a positive September? You get positive October, November, December. Well, in this case, you had a big one. Okay, so it absolutely did that. But this year was, I don't like to talk about 2017 because it's so abnormal to not have 5% pullback. I believe the biggest one was like 3.8% that entire year. So when it came to dip buys, wasn't much to speak of. Okay, now if you look at Biden's first year in office, it'll be 2021. You'll see we had the sell down, which you usually get in September. And then, of course, really good fourth quarter. Okay, so that's what we're looking for is the overall quarter. And so 4 quarters on our last 2 presidents and their first year were good. But again, generally the fourth quarter is supposed to be good. November, I believe, is the best month of the year. That's where you don't want to be out of the market if everything's okay, if everything's clicking along. And again, if it was supposed to be some kind of sell-off a day, nobody told the high beta stocks that the retail investors love, and nobody told semiconductors. Good Lord, MU up 8%, SMCI up 9%, Intel up 7% on some news with AMD. Again, LRCX continues to go. A lot of these are at new all-time highs. You're getting ready to set them. Okay, now Tesla here, we talked about the consolidation, finally broke out. Okay, thought for sure we were going to 464.73, but we did not. We fell just short of it by, I think, like, I don't know, 75 cents, maybe $1 or something. But when you look what happened, we filled this small volume gap right here. Again, that's the next level to break is that 464 I just mentioned. But what happened was usual, right? Once Tesla gets going, if this happens, it happens. I mean, if you get it once a week, you'd be happy as can be, right? Because I like to be one and done for my day. And at 10:14, mark that time, it was like, okay, it's only $3 million in premiums. The market don't really know where it's going right now. Looks like it wants to sell off, all that fun stuff. So it's okay, if it's going to sell off, let's watch Tesla here, see what happens. And all of a sudden, like a minute later, here's 16 million. You go, oh, okay, I'm starting to see some spikes here. 5 minutes later, 26 million. This is very quick, okay? 32 million 5 minutes later. Here's the call premiums. You're starting to roll in. Here's 37 million just 2 minutes later. And then here we are at 10:36. We're only 26 minutes into this thing. And one of the members was talking to me about what they're in. I was like, yeah, I'm in 450 calls. Looks like 465 is the next resistance, you would think. But then NVIDIA started going. And I was like, oh, no, here we go again, because they just won't go at the same time. And you can see where Tesla here consolidated at the beginning, and then it started to ramp, and then it started consolidating again when NVIDIA got to going. We're at about 58 million in call premium. I believe we ended the day somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 million. So we got the 100 million I was asking for. But you can see right here, this is called profit taking. Everybody's selling those calls are up huge. Everybody's end up probably selling calls in their shares, all kinds of stuff. Massive dump on that. Didn't really go anywhere the rest of the day. No surprise, because Tesla can't go anywhere without the options market. It's the only stock like that. NVIDIA went up even without options. It can do that. But Tesla, it's all about the premium for Tesla, proving it time and time again. And when you see this kind of setup and it gets to rolling, your day can be over with very, very quickly, okay? So that was nice. Hope you guys got into some of that. And when it comes to Tesla, the big thing is tomorrow, right? We're supposed to get deliveries, okay? We've seen this before. They'll run it up into the delivery numbers. And whether it's good or bad, you can see a sell the news event. It really doesn't matter, because they know what happened. The $7,500 EV tax credit's gone, okay? They raised the price of the lease sales. But it's like, I know we want to say, oh, it moves on the sales, it moves on this. It had terrible sales news from all over the globe for weeks upon weeks, and it didn't phase it, right? And I hadn't heard Elon even talking about robots. I assume he's going to talk about robots at some point in time here. But just look at the options market. That's what matters. It's had a big run up now. Okay, we're going to see, if it's going to hold, or if its friend NVIDIA is going to join the rest of the chips, which, or continue to break up or not. And we'll see. That's going to be a sell the news event. We're going to have to find out tomorrow. And I would expect the numbers to be really good, right? Because everybody's front running this, and the other numbers were good coming into this. But is the market going to say, well, yeah, but that's the highest it's going to get, because it's going to drop after this, okay? Or is there any news about, Optimus or anything else, the ride share and stuff, all that good stuff? And again, a lot of people still pick 500, for Tesla to reach within the next few months, really, if that. Now, NVIDIA, of course, I missed this. I wish I'd have saw it while this was going on. The reason why it popped when Tesla stalled, because it hit the previous all-time high. Once it broke up above, and we talked yesterday, see if it retests. And it did, and it got a quick little pop up right there, okay? So that's why it started moving up, and it didn't need the option market to move it. It usually doesn't need the option market to move it. If there is options flowing in on this one, Tesla's definitely not going to have any of them. But, and clearly see a nice tight channel coming up here. If it breaks that channel, just see if 184 holds once again. If you're looking for the next fib level, 193.89 is your next level up, okay? Now, JD here, will it finally join the big boys club? And you can count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rejections on the 200. And finally, it broke through and closed above. Will it actually hold is the question. Will it join the party? Okay, 37.98, around 38 is your next level up. If it wants to do that, that trend line is what this is all about. There will be a major rejection there, a lot of puts, a lot of sells sitting there, almost guarantee it. Sitting on that trend line, which is where that golden pocket is. But again, it has to hold this 200, okay? It's taken what seems like forever. Not really. I mean, it just been rejected 6 times in like the last 2 weeks. But, all the other ones are breaking out. A lot of people are using these Chinese ADRs to hedge against the American stock market, because obviously everything's running up like crazy right now. But again, you can see us in this volume pocket right here. So it can continue to go until it hits that trend line. When you hit the trend line, if it breaks above it, that's the big breakout. Okay, that's the Baidu moment stuff. That's that big gap right there. That's what everybody wants to see. But, we'll see. First, we got to hold the 200 moving average. And so let's just see if it joins the party, because it's always a freaking laggard. Always a laggard behind all the rest of them, okay? And so it's kind of like the stepbrother for Baidu and Baba, okay? The very unpopular one. But again, people are trying to buy laggers and play catch up, because there's so much room to the upside with these things. And so we'll see if it continues. AMD, watch this right here. Again, it's got the 50 to get above. But you can see, we broke above that trend line, retested the trend line. Didn't quite get in this gap, which I was hoping we were getting into to fill right here. That would have been nice. You can clearly look at that. And If you're like me, you're seeing a double bottom for sure, but I don't really care about that part of it because most of those never play out anyway. But you know, when you look at it, obviously it got some news with Intel, like it's going to be an Intel customer or something for its factories, which is interesting because they're really kind of competitors. But it's forming like one of my favorite breakout patterns usually. And when you start seeing these higher lows come up and it just keeps knocking on the door of a certain level, it just keeps knocking on the door multiple times, right? So again, if you count with me here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here we are. So if you can get above that, 168.75 is your next level up. Maybe it'll finally join the party with all the rest of these semiconductors that are booming and going higher because it's kind of been left behind right now. And you can clearly see right here, you know, if you do a fib on this right here, we're not even at the 0.5 fib. That is around that 168.29. Just happens to align with it. But that's 174.89. Like I said, double bottom. Yeah, you go the 4 hour. There it is. Just so happens that line actually plays out right to the 0.79 fib right there. Is that going to happen? We'll see. We're going to find out. I think it's going to take money for this to happen. Money's going to have to rotate from other semiconductors and other areas to push this one up. I think this is going to have to happen. Again, if it breaks down, that gap, all that stuff I have written at the bottom right there, weekly fair value gap, 0.79 fib, horizontal support level, and all that stuff still applies, okay? So just watch out for this on AMD, see if it starts to catch back up. No earnings to worry about. There is data supposedly maybe tomorrow, unemployment claims, factory orders month over month, and then Friday we'll see if we're going to get any kind of data itself. So we'll have to find out if the government's going to be open or not. Anyway, hope you guys had a great day. Please hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. Think about signing up for the membership. Less than McDonald's combo. Just hit the first link down at the bottom. That's everything you get with it. It's only $7.99 a month or pay up front. It's pretty dang cheap. It's like 85 bucks or something for the year. So anyway, hope you guys got something out of it, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow. And by the way, put your questions in the comments tomorrow for Saturday's video, and I'll get to those as well. Have a good one.